Happier Than Ever is the second studio album from American singer and songwriter Billie Eilish. As you of course must know by now, Billie Eilish, alongside her brother Phineas, has had immense success over the past couple of years. Propelled by the hype of a couple standout singles from 2017's Don't Smile at Me, her debut release was always going to be super anticipated. That finally dropped in 2019 with When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? An album characterized by dark, bassy, wobbly beats sitting alongside some heavenly, ethereal songs as well. Billie and her brother Phineas ended up completely sweeping the Grammys, with them picking up all the awards in the major categories in a historic victory. As Billie has said herself in the lead up to this new album release, her label placed pretty much no pressure whatsoever to follow up the last album immediately. However, the two went back to work almost straight away for this new album, with the first single, My Future, dropping over a year ago now, and it signaled a new sound for Billie. It was this extremely melancholic song with a jazzy Amy Winehouse vibe to it. Billie would continue to show off her newfound range throughout the year, dropping a slew of very different sounding singles like Therefore I Am, Your Power, and NDA. Whilst promoting this album, Billie was also directly addressing her newfound superstardom as well as her own relationship with her fame and her image. She was directly addressing the double standards and perceptions about women's sexuality in the public eye and unrealistic beauty standards as well. And all of these themes are woven into this new album. As a result, Happier Than Ever presents a version of Billie that is both more subtle, bolder, and more experimental as well. It opens with the song Getting Older, which is Billie at her most patient and subdued so far. Lyrically, it's super honest and open. It's all about her inner desire to feel needed and validated, as well as a need to feel noticed as the instrumental slowly and creepily builds around her. The second song, I Didn't Change My Number, is more in your face and overtly strange. Like a lot of Billie Eilish songs in the past, it's built on pulsating basses and rhythmic synths. It's funky, it's full of swagger as she details hardships in past relationships that she's had. And as we get to the closing minute or so, we get an introduction of these watery, warbling synths that are super kinetic and continue to pulsate until the track ends. That experimental side and willingness to try new things is all over the album, whether it's on the pounding Oxytocin or the whimsically dark NDA. Overheated is a super interesting song to me. It builds on the instrumental laid down in the spoken word piece Not My Responsibility. It continues the lyrical themes of that piece as Billie discusses the perception of herself in the public eye, specifically in relationship to the internet. It's an off-kilter, woozy, moody beat that somehow seems to feel as if it's always building momentum throughout its 3.5-minute runtime. Billie also embraces a more ethereal, angelic choral side to herself on the song Goldwing, opening up with these heavenly layered vocals before those vocals themselves are chopped up into this super rhythmic pattern. Once again, it's genre-defying, it's catchy, it's bouncy, and it's dark all at the same time. The song Billie Bossa Nova, to me, sounds like Billie's and Phineas's take on lounge music. Super quiet, subtle guitars and metallic strings just color this entire instrumental. The song Therefore I Am was a track I wasn't particularly excited about when it first dropped a few months ago, but in the context of the album, it sounds so much better. The loud, pounding, pulsating transition from NDA into Therefore I Am is one of my favorite moments on the entire record. This 10-15 second transition completely recontextualized the song for me. I found myself feeling similar emotions to the song Your Power. It's a song I already very much enjoyed. In fact, I thought it was an excellent song, but it directly comes after the existential crisis of a song that is Everybody Dies, and it makes it just that extra bit more potent. Your Power is a song about power, of course, but also abuse of said power. It's one of those songs that is unimaginably intimate and down-tempo and somber, but at the same time sounds grand and like this giant spectacle. Billie's amazing voice, especially on this hook, just brings this entire song to life. I know for some reason people have been clowning on the song NDA, but this is one of my personal favorites on this entire album. It most explicitly references the kind of thing she's had to go through as this teenage global megastar. The instrumental is off kilter as hell, and we get to hear Billie Eilish in a context we've never really heard her before, with some auto-tune on her voice on the hook. To me, this is the perfect combo of a sound that we're familiar with from her meshing with her more outlandish experimental side. And that's something that really, really struck me about this album, just how singular and different it is. Especially for someone who is effectively the biggest pop star on the planet right now, to be making something that sounds like this, I think it's astounding. The title track towards the end of the album is a great example of this. It starts out as this quiet, vintage, cutesy post-breakup ballad, and by the time the song closes out, it completely morphs into this power rock pop punk anthem that is extremely cathartic. Throughout this project, both Billie and Phineas refused to be defined by style or genre, whilst at the same time making music that is distinctly personal to them. I think this album definitely solidifies Billie Eilish as one of the most important pop stars working today, defying expectations and pressures and remaining completely dedicated to the art of evolution. Nobody as big as Billie Eilish is doing it the same way she has, and I just find it super exciting what she's doing, and I can't wait to hear what her and her brother cook up next. Those are my thoughts on this new Billie Eilish album. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Make sure to like, subscribe, and dong the bell, and I shall see you next time.